Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. I trust we are all well. Live from Graceland for you, as you can see. Enjoy the view, everybody. Hiya, Jack. I see he says hiya, Steve, so hiya, Jack. Helen says, are you in the queue to go into Graceland, Steve? I will be later. I have to do this show first. So, hello, my Elvis friends. So good to see you again. Let's see now. Where do I start? Of course, we have Fan of the Month, This Day in Elvis History, Elvis Photo and Song of the Week, the poll result, of course, to see what song was voted the most favourite from Easy Come, Easy Go, which will be coming up in a minute. Don't forget, let's see, which side do I have to... I have to point this side and tell you that Elvis Radio 24-hour broadcasts the best of Elvis Presley to the entire world, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. His songs, rehearsals, alternate takes, and live performances. It's 100% free. You can check out the links below in the description box. You can download the app so you can have it on your phone and your tablets and things like that. You can go to the website as well. It's very, very, very good. It really is. Also, our friend Earl is joining the moderator crew this week. What was I going to call? I think I'll call him Epic Earl. Epic Earl and Magnificent Maxine are moderating for me. Thanks, guys. And they helped me out with the quiz as well. So I hope you'll all welcome Earl to his new post. Dave is just taking a little bit of a backseat for a little while. What was I going to say? Yeah, you know Priscilla from, not Priscilla Presley, of course, Priscilla Lernahan. You'll know her. She was the lady that won the canvas and so forth, and you'll see her name on the chat there. And basically what she's asking is she's traveling to Memphis, to Graceland and so forth during birthday week. No, it's not. Is it birthday week? I think it is birthday week. Priscilla will, I'm sure, put me right. But she wants to know how the whole thing works and if you have any tips and tricks and things like that. You know, would it be better to buy the tickets before you go, or would it be better to buy the tickets while you're there? Would you stay the whole time in the guest house, or would you go up the road to Days Inn or anything like that? Priscilla is wanting your, she says yes, birthday week. So it's January 2023 that she wants the information for, and the just the tips and things like that. It's been a while since I was there, so I can't really give her too much advice, although I would say she should really do the early morning walk-ups. She should try and get in Beale Street, obviously, Lauderdale Courts, Sun Studio goes without saying, of course, Tupelo, just as many places as you can. Austin says, Priscilla, if you want to save money, don't stay at the guest house. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, but I'm sure she'd want to maybe spend a few days there just to say that she stayed there. But yeah, any advice you can give, Priscilla? I said I would ask on her behalf. And maybe you're a friend with her on social media, and you can help her out by messaging her with. I'm breaking these teeth in for the dog. Actually, they're not fitting too well. You can message her and give her tips and advice and things like that. Because would you believe it's 20 years this May since I was there behind me, stood in that queue. I'm sure a lot has changed since then. In fact, I know a lot has changed since then. News broke a couple of days ago that this young lady by the name of Ginger Alden visited Graceland, the mansion and the meditation garden on Friday the 18th of March for the first time since 1978. And there's a picture of the lovely Ginger Alden paying her respects. I'm sure it was both emotional and cathartic as well. Actually, I'll be opening the phone lines later on. If you want to ring me, you can ring me and talk to me about Ginger's visit if you want to do that. So I might just mention that again. The lines are actually not open at the moment. I don't open them until we've got through some of the more important things, such as the movie and the Fan of the Week quiz and so forth. And also, Duncan was telling me that he got his prize, and I'm sure he is over the moon. He won the February's Fan of the Month prize, the Aloha from Hawaii 3 CD box set. And that turned up. I think it turned up yesterday or the day before. So I'm sure he hasn't had a chance to listen to it all yet. Right. Now, let's have a... Yes, it is a long time, Angel Baby, for me to have not been to Graceland. 20 years. I would love to put that right sooner rather than later. Norset 45 says, I'm so glad Ginger went. Right. So... let's do the topic, or one of the topics of the week, which is Elvis's 24th movie, Easy Come, Easy Go. Will I start that again? Hal Wallace produced the movie for Paramount Pictures, and it was Wallace's final production with Elvis. The movie reached number 50 on the Variety magazine national box office list in 1967. Easy Come, Easy Go was released on March 22nd, 2 weeks before Double Trouble, which was released on April the 5th. However, Double Trouble was filmed before Easy Come, Easy Go. That's why I did Double Trouble last week and Easy Come, Easy Go this week. Some people were saying, hey, shouldn't it be the other way around? Well, yes and no. I've decided to do it in the way they were released, not filmed. So that's the reason. The budget was $2 million. And the box office was 1,950,000. So you could say that initially it lost money. Probably the only movie that Elvis made that lost money. Elvis Presley as Ted Jackson, Dodie Marshall. Oh, let's hang on a second. I'm going to show you something in a second. Pat Priest as Dina Bishop, Pat Harrington Jr. as Judd Whitman, and Elsa Lancaster as Madame Neherina. Mickey Rooney as a drunk man. Yes, that Mickey Rooney was in it. So, there you go. Now let's have some shots from the movie. United States Navy officer Lieutenant Junior Grade Ted Jackson, Elvis, is a former U.S. Navy frogman who divides his time between twin careers as a deep-sea diver and nightclub singer. And there he is, dressed in his finery. Ted discovers that what he believes could be a fortune in Spanish gold aboard a sunken ship and sets out to rescue it with the help of go-go dancer, yoga expert Joe Symington, Dodie Marshall, and friend Judd Whitman, Pat Harrington Jr. Gil Carey, Skip Ward, however, is also after the treasure and uses his girlfriend Dina Bishop, Pat Priest, to foil Ted's plans. Elvis sings 6 songs in the movie. The title song, I'll Take Love, Sing You Children, You Gotta Stop, Yoga Is As Yoga Does, in a duet with Elsa Lancaster, and The Love Machine. The film would be the first starring Elvis that had a ballad-free soundtrack since the 1956 film debut, Love Me Tender. Okay, well, I mean, that's not quite worded correctly, is it? Because Love Me Tender was a ballad, but I think that what they mean is after Love Me Tender, this was the first one that didn't have at least one ballad in it. Production, Paramount originally intended to make a movie called Easy Come, Easy Go, starring American rock duo Jan and Dean, with director Barry Shear, but it was cancelled when the stars and several crew were injured in a train crash. Not good. Let's see now. Yeah, a train crash. I thought it was a car crash, but it was a train crash. The studio decided to use the same title, but a completely different plot for Elvis, obviously. Principal photography began on October the 3rd, 1966, and finished about a month later. Reception. Variety was positive, writing good balance of script and songs, plus generally amusing performances by a competent, well-directed cast, add up to diverting entertainment. And Elvis looked quite good as well in it. When didn't he look good? But you notice there they didn't even use photographs for Easy Come Easy Go. That there is from what, Girl Happy, I believe, on the front of Easy Come Easy Go cover. Roger Egbert gave the film 1 star out of 4 and wrote that it was obviously produced with a minimum of care and with the sole purpose of contriving a plot, any plot, to fill in between songs when Elvis sings them. Okay, well. Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times wrote that the film was aptly summed up in its title, easy to take, easy to forget. Okay. Always pleasant, occasionally just plain hooky. It sticks to the familiar Elvis formula of songs, pretty girls, and a slight plot. Well, there was definitely songs and there was definitely pretty girls, that's for sure. Recording sessions took place on September the 28th and 29th, 1966 at, I know most people are saying, Radio Recorders? No, Paramount Studio in Hollywood on the soundstage. After the relative freedom of the Nashville sessions in May that yielded the How Great Thou Art and other songs, more to his taste, Elvis was reportedly unhappy with the quality of the songs selected for the film. In fact, some people have said that he referred to them with a 4-letter word beginning with S and ending with T. I won't actually say the word, but that's apparently what he called some of the songs. Okay. It is often reported that Elvis recorded Leave My Woman Alone for the film, but only an instrumental backing was ever recorded. He never recorded the vocal for the song. 7 selections were recorded for the film. The song She's a Machine was not used, I've already said that, but would be released on Elvis Sings Flaming Star the following year. So it was used. The remaining 6 appeared on an EP, released to coincide with the March 1967 premiere of the film. It failed to chart on the Billboard Hot 100 and sold fewer than 30,000 units. 30,000 units, making it the worst-selling record that Elvis ever released for RCA Victor. So that was probably, I wouldn't say the beginning of the end, but I think it sort of gave Elvis and the Colonel enough information to tell them that the soundtracks and the movies were reaching the end of the line, to say the least. So from sort of 66, 67 onwards, guys, we're going to have to do something else. I would imagine, television special. Yeah, we all know what happened there. And then live appearances. So this could have been the first nail in the coffin, if you like, of the movie soundtracks and the movies. Given that the EP format was no longer a viable marketing medium and the poor performance of Easy Come Easy Go, it was the final release of the new material by Elvis on the EP format. So no more EPs after Easy Come Easy Go either. The British issue, however, did top the UK EP chart, despite featuring only 4 of the 6 tracks on the US edition. The Love Machine and You Gotta Stop were omitted. Strange. In the movie, Elvis sings Yoga Is As Yoga Does in a duet with Elsa Lancaster. As was commonplace with soundtrack releases, the version on the EP is a solo vocal. So in other words, it was just Elvis singing, not Elsa Lancaster as well. Right. So, if there's anybody new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell and turn it black. You have to turn it black because you don't get notified if you don't turn it black. If you just leave it white, I think you only get personalized notifications not all notifications. And give me the thumbs up as well if you like this channel. You like Elvis, give him a thumbs up. It does help. Right, so the poll. I asked you to vote for the poll, and I gave you a choice of Easy Come, Easy Go, The Love Machine, You Gotta Stop, Sing You Children, and I'll Take Love. And here's a couple of comments from people before I reveal the poll. Chris R. Hi, Chris says, Steve, this is a hard one because I love all these songs. I'm going to go for the title track, Easy Come, Easy Go. Close second, I'll Take Love, but I really do love them all. You Gotta Stop is 60s. There you go. And Rock and Roll, love the guitars on this one. Sing You Children, Sing is a fabulous upbeat gospel song. I do love all the songs in the poll. Yeah, I can tell, Chris. Duncan, hi, Duncan Campbell. Hope you're enjoying your prize. I voted for You Gotta Stop. I just love the Scotty Moore and Tiny Timbrel guitar lines. It's a more unusual song with the guitar solos breaks throughout and not that easy to sing. But Elvis gives a masterful high energy performance and sounds like he was enjoying it, which wasn't the case with all the soundtrack songs of the time. If you actually watch the sequence of him singing You Gotta Stop, he does actually look like he's having a good time. And he's almost looking over at somebody off camera during the filming of it and winking and smiling at them and then doing a double take. So yeah, he is. He's having a good time. I'm just wondering who. Watch that sequence. I'm wondering who he's kind of playing with. By the way, I hope you like the backdrop. Live from Graceland. You can see the people going in, waiting to go into the mansion. You lucky people. Eric Crawford said, I am a true Elvis fan since I was a child and I have all his movies and have watched them all numerous times, but I feel that this was his weakest movie and the soundtrack just wasn't real good, but he will always be the greatest entertainer the world will ever know. TCB. You know, I don't know whether anybody has noticed this, but I always, the Easy Come, Easy Go soundtrack did sound almost tinny. Like it was, there was a lack of bass and the drums and the guitars and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do listen to it and things like that, but it was almost like you could tell it was recorded on a movie sound stage and not radio recorders or Studio B. The sound quality is definitely different to any other soundtrack recording that Elvis did, and I just wondered whether anybody else had sort of noticed that. Elvis Lass, hi Michelle, says, I love them all, but I listen to Easy Come, Easy Go a lot, so that's why I've got to choose it. Danielle Carvalho says, I'll Take Love, followed closely by Sing You Children. Miss EAP Elaine, hi Steve, I voted for I'll Take Love. Elvis looking gorgeous while multitasking. Love the dance moves. Close second is Love Machine. Elvis in uniform. Wow. Yeah. Let the wheel go round, round and round. Yeah. Good one. Edwidge. Hi, Edwidge. Hello, Steve. My choice is Sing You Children. And the second is I'll Take Love. Jill Brett. Hi, Jill. Says, I voted I'll Take Love, but I just love them all. That's cheating. Let's have a look now. Leslie says, yes, I agree, Steve. The sound quality was definitely not as good. Yes. Okay. Mega Nonki says, this movie is a lot better than the previous one. My favorite is I'll Take Love with that sort of calypso beat. My second choice would be Love Machine. It's a fun song. Well, there is a lot of fun songs in there. You know, when he's singing Easy Come, Easy Go at the start on the boat, I think he knows that kind of some of the songs aren't kind of what they should be. You know the bit when he goes, what is it? So many girls in every port, you've got to be a juggernaut. And then he kind of goes, yeah, like that. You've got to be a juggernaut. You know, I can't remember exactly how he does it, but it kind of goes as much as say, did I really sing that? You've got to be a juggernaut. All right. Bossa Nova Baby. From the poll, I'll choose I'll Take Love. Sometimes when it starts, I think it has an intro beat like Do the Vega. But my favourite from the soundtrack, well, the double feature CD that I have is She's a Machine. It is also an Elvis, it's also on Elvis Sings Flaming Star LP by Camden that I own but no longer have a record player to play it. Yeah, I have a lot of records. I have a turntable, but I haven't got the speakers connected up. So I do have a lot of vinyl. She's a Machine was probably recorded for Easy Come Easy Go movie, but was replaced by the Love Machine song that suited the film more. Yes, correct. That's probably what the reason being. It was surplus to requirements, and they used it the following year. Right. Now, what does everybody think won the poll? And don't forget, I'm going to tell you what my favourite is from Easy Come Easy Go later on, and it becomes my song of the week. And I'll give you the link below, with all the other links, like links for the Elvis 24-hour radio, the links for buying me a coffee if you want to support the channel. If you do like it, then please do think about maybe making a donation by buying me a coffee. Okay, so the Easy Come Easy Go poll is... Now, this is a lot closer than some weeks. Some weeks the winner gets like 50 or 60%. But as you can see, 35% chose the Easy Come Easy Go. Then followed 25%, a quarter by I'll Take Love. You Gotta Stop, 15%. And then The Love Machine, 13%. Sing You Children only got 12%. Okay, fair enough. You'll be interested to know what I pick later out of all the songs that were recorded for Easy Come Easy Go. And I'm also going to give you a interactive poll, a live poll, which only the live viewers watching now can vote on. It's a live poll. It's an easy one this week as well. There's only two choices, yes or no. I'm going to ask you a question and you tell me yes or no, and I'll do that. I think I'll probably do it after. Well, I'll do the Fan of the Month quiz, and then I'll do the live, Elvis history, and then maybe the live poll. And I'll open up the phone lines in a few minutes as well. If you want to talk about Easy Come Easy Go, if you want to talk about this as well, Ginger Alden visiting the mansion. She went through the mansion, and she also obviously went to the meditation garden to pay her respects, obviously, to visit the grave. The first time she's been there since 1978. People were saying it's the first time she was there since August 16th, 1977. That's incorrect. She went up in 1978, and she spoke with Vernon. She told me that on the interview that I did with her for this channel. And I've actually sent Ginger a message, and if she replies, I might tell you a little bit more about what she says about visiting Graceland. Hopefully she'll reply between now and next Sunday, and I can maybe tell you a little bit more information. But if you do want to ring me about Ginger Alden, I will be opening the lines in a few minutes. But we're going to do Fan of the Month quiz. And don't forget, as I say, Duncan was the recipient, the lucky recipient of February's Fan of the Month prize, which was the 3 CD box set Aloha from Hawaii. So Earl and Maxine, magnificent Maxine and epic Earl, if you want to stand by and help me out with the, get my pen ready, with the answers, who was the first to get it, and who is going to be the lucky recipient of... No, Steve, wrong button. That's the wrong button as well. I think I should just go to bed. Who's going to be the lucky recipient of that? Because when you get if you're the first person to get the question right, you get a third time lucky. I'm a mess tonight. I really am a mess. So, okay, I'm getting the thumbs up from Earl, and I'm getting the thumbs up from Maxine. Thanks, guys. And you'll be glad to know, after last week's general knowledge round, it's song titles again. The first letter of each word of a song title. And I haven't been easy on you with the first one. The first one has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters. You're probably going to need a pen to write it down. So sorry, guys. Biygmail. I'll say that. Aisha says, go back to bed, Steve. Yeah, I think you're right. Biygmail. Steve, the dog's teeth are someone else's buttons. Yeah, makes for great watch viewing. Yeah, I know. I made a right mess of that. So, stand by. No trombone for me. Yeah. Somebody, wow, Duncan, baby, give me all your love. Yes. Okay, that's the answer. Okay. So, providing Duncan was the first, I'll just wait for Earl and I'll wait for Maxine. Yeah, Duncan. Well done, Duncan. Oh, Duncan gets a... And the people that said anything else gets a... Duncan Campbell. Well done, Duncan. Right. Anne Y says, was I first? I don't think so. No, I'm getting... although Ludane is saying if. So Duncan missed if. So I think it's going to be a case of me giving it to Duncan and the first person that said if. Okay? So I'm going to do, I'm going to obviously give a point to each person. So Duncan said, baby, give me all your love. Then I say, baby-ish, you give me. And then Elvis Austin said, baby, if you give me all your love. So Elvis Austin I can give it to as well, if that's okay, guys. All right? It'll make it interesting when I come to count up the winner this at the end of the month. Okay? So if Bossa Nova Baby says that's fair. And Banjo Paul says we know what Duncan meant. So yeah. Give it to Duncan and Elvis Austin. From a big long one to a very, very short one. Are you ready? MBB. M for mother, B for Bertie, B for Bertie. I like to go for extremes. I go from big long ones to short ones. Denny TCB says, yeah, baby. Who's going to get the... Why is everybody saying bye, Fran? Yeah, I would imagine Elvis would have watched Jaws and The Exorcist. Okay, so we've got Milk Cow Blues Boogie, which is Norset 45. Guys, just check that Norset 45 was the first, please. She's first on my list. Somebody says Mess of Blues. No, that would be MOB, not MMB. Sorry, MBB. So I'm going to wait for Earl and Maxine to help me out there. Okay, so Earl has given me a thumbs up for Norset. And I'm pretty sure that Norset, yes, thank you very much. Norset 45. Right, so four this time. Okay, not too bad. And it's SGYM. S for Steve, G for Jim, at the gym you go to get fit. Y for you, and M for mother. SGYM. Who's going to be the first to get? Somebody was saying there that the Elvis trailer has now been watched by over 30 million people. So glad you're mine, Elvis Austin. Just check for me, guys, but I think it was Elvis Austin. Okay, Elvis Austin got that right as far as I can gather. Yeah, over 30 million times. And that's just the official trailers, like Warner Brothers and people like, and the big, the bigger companies. That doesn't include the smaller channels that, did things on it. Say, for instance, like Elvis Lass, Michelle's channel. And I don't mean that the wrong way when I say it's a smaller channel. You know what I mean? Warner Brothers has got millions and millions of followers and subscribers, and then you've got people that have got like 20 and 30,000. But you've still got to add in those viewing figures as well. So it's at least 30 million views, and probably 25 million of those are me. So yeah, this. I think, I don't want to be a jinx or try to get ahead of ourselves, but I think this is going to be a huge, huge success. And somebody said it's going to premiere in the Cannes Film Festival in May, which again is just going to be a huge help. It's great, the interest for the biopic. Yes, that's right. If 30 million people are interested enough to click on it, then... very busy at Graceland. 3 people there in the selfie circle. That's what Mr. Cam Man calls it. Mr. Cam Man works at Graceland, and he works the cam as well, the live cam. And he calls that the selfie circle. Yes, Helen, it is amazing. Over 30 million views. And that's the minimum, in excess of 30 million views. It just makes my heart feel good. Okay, another short one. Question 4 letters again. I think a lot of people will get this. IISS. IISS. The attention to detail is amazing in the biopic. Yeah, and that's only the trailer. Earl says, I am taking 20 people, non-Elvis fans. Brilliant, Earl. That's fantastic. That's just great. Really is. Don't forget, Priscilla Lernahan was asking for tips and tricks and advice on going to the birthday, the birthday week celebration at Graceland in January 2023. And if you know Priscilla or you want to get in touch with her, you can leave your advice here for her. I'll ask next week as well to remind you as well. Okay. Is it so strange? Okay, who is the first person to get Is It So Strange? Was it Paul Gansky? Hi, Paul. I'll just give you that. And Megan Nunky says Paul got it. Okay, so Paul Gansky. Hi, Paul. I'm not sure whether Elvis watched Star Wars. I think he did. I remember reading once. I don't think. Thanks, Maxine. I don't think I dreamt this. I remember reading it in a book. I'm not sure whether it was the Peter Guralnick book or one of the Memphis Mafia's books, but I think he did go to see Star Wars. Did he take... No, I don't think it would have taken Lisa Marie to see Star Wars. Maybe she would have been a bit young. Although, no, she wouldn't have been that young, would she? She'd have been nearly 9. She'd have been 8 or 9 when Star Wars came out. Don't know. Okay, yeah. So, Is It So Strange? Anybody that didn't get that gets that. But then again, I'm not. But Banjo Paul says trumpet, please. So there you go, Banjo. How do you feel about that? Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters this time. Will there be a soundtrack CD released with the new Elvis movie? Eric Fow. Or Eric Foe. Eric, I would almost be very, very, very sure that there would be. I would be gobsmacked. I would be unbelievably surprised if they didn't release an accompanying soundtrack, because it just would make so much sense of what they're trying to achieve. That, they're trying to, I'm sure this is one of the reasons they're doing it, is because they want to try and give Elvis a springboard for the next 30 years, get new fans online, and if they release an accompanying soundtrack album to go with it, that would make perfect sense. So I will be really, really surprised if there isn't. And I would also be very, very surprised if there isn't a director's cut as well. We know that the movie, the final cut, is 163 minutes. And that probably isn't as long as it could have been, which means there will probably be one that's got another 90 minutes. And there will be sort of like the making of the movie as well, with sort of narration by Baz and sort of things like that. And there'll be unseen parts and all these sort of things. So there's a lot coming down the line for Elvis this year. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, and it is OBTLG. OBTLG. O for Orange, B for Bertie, T for Thomas, L for Larry, and G for Great, which was what Elvis is. Blu-ray will be worth the wait, yes. It looks like it's 3 hours, 15 minutes. Several reports say it's 3 hours, 15 minutes. Maybe that's the director's cut. Well, I saw it confirmed as 163. If it's 3 hours, 15 minutes, then great. One boy, two little girls, Duncan Campbell. Just let me know if I'm correct with Duncan Campbell. Well done, Duncan. Yep, Maxine says Duncan, and so does Earl, Epic Earl. A lot of people getting it right. Well done, folks. For anybody that said one boy, two little girls, well done, because it's not a well-known song. That it's from Kissing Cousins, I believe, isn't it? Banjo Paul says Duncan takes the lead again. I'll tell you what, Banjo, here you go. I just know you love that. I know you love that. Here's another one that isn't that well known. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, and it's AHYFN. A for Alpha, H for Happy, Y for You, F for Francis, and N for Norman. AHYFN. Duncan has quick fingers. Yes, he does. And he knows his Elvis stuff as well. You're very welcome, Angel Baby. Chris says I'm the worst at these. I think it might be general knowledge next week. I can't remember. No, it's not a house that has everything. Juan, you're going to get this. Yeah, now look at this. 100 years from now. Well done, JC22. You get a... Jack Mullins says 100 years from now. Hey, Jack, you're being clever there. You're actually typing 100, the numbers, instead of 100. So there you go. JC22, I think. I'll just... yeah, Maxine says JC was the first. Well done. Well done for everybody that got the questions right, but they just weren't first. And there will be a prize at the end of the month. Elvis Forever says 100 years from now. Good to see you, Juan, by the way, and Jack as well. I need all the help I can get, Steve. We'll do the live poll now, actually. What I'll do is I'll also open the phone lines. So if anybody wants to ring in about Ginger visiting Graceland for the first time since 1978, or if they want to call me about anything Elvis, easy come, easy go, anything like that. Okay. So I'm going to do the live poll. It's very, very simple. Do you think Elvis knew about Tom Parker's illegal immigrant status? Okay. So there it is. Yes or no. That's all you need to answer. Yes or no. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel? That's not good because I can't hear the person. Okay. Yeah, so it's only open to live viewers, but you will, if you're watching it on playback, you will hear me give the the results. So you'll still know the results. Let's see if we can get this person back on here. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel?
Hello, Steve.
Hey, Maxine, second time lucky.
Yep, finally.
How are you?
I'm doing really good, actually.
So, what do you think? Do you want to talk to me about Ginger, or do you want to talk to me about the film?
Both.
Both. Okay, well, let's do Easy Come, Easy Go first, will we?
Oh, it's a good film. It's funny, cheesy, but I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
It was probably the least successful of his movies. You heard that it only sold 30,000 copies, which is extremely low, especially for Elvis Presley.
I know, but I don't know, there's just something about it. It's quite cheesy, but I like it. It's just, there's some funny bits in it too.
A bit like Double Trouble.
Yeah. Exactly.
He looked really good in this. In fact, I think he looked better than he did in Double Trouble, and he didn't look bad in Double Trouble. Don't get me, but I think he looked a little bit bloated in the face in some parts of Double Trouble.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, he looks very, very good.
Oh, he looks so good.
easy, especially in the uniform.
Oh yeah, and in the diving suit.
Oh yeah, well that's because it's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Ginger Alden, what do you think?
I think she's really brave that she went back there, and it must have been really hard for her, bless her.
It must have been very emotional. It must have brought back a lot of memories for her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think she also knows that no matter what she does or no matter what she says, people will vilify her for it, you know.
I know. There's no need to do that. At the end of the day, she was his fiance, and unfortunately, he passed. So she's got a lot of fond memories, isn't she? So
yeah,
she's one of the lucky ones.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying that it was the first time since August the 16th, 1977, but she did actually go back in 1978. Vernon asked to see her. I think it was Christmas time or something like that. And she went and she saw Vernon, and they went out to the garden, as far as I can remember.
Oh, bless.
So
that must have been really hard, because it was a year since he'd passed that time, and I just don't imagine how upset and how hard that would have been for him.
Exactly. I'm sure now, going back now in 2022 wasn't easy either.
No.
There's pictures of her inside. And then I'm showing a picture now on the screen of her taken in the meditation garden as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bless her.
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
All right.
Thanks,
Steve.
Maxine. Cheers.
All right.
Bye. Yeah. I'm sure it was very, very emotional for her. Anybody else wants to call in and talk about Easy Come, Easy Go or the Ginger Alden visit? Please do. Now there's Duncan on the line. Hi, Duncan.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You received the prize. I hope you're enjoying it.
Very much so. Thank you so much.
Good.
It's really, I've listened to it loads of times.
Oh, right. So you're in a position to tell us then what it's like?
Probably can, yeah. And just the way it ended, I ended up off work ill and in bed,
Oh,
so I was
no.
able just to listen to it. So I'm feeling better now, but yeah,
Good.
so I was able to give it a good listen.
People were saying it's been remixed, and apparently as well the third disc, which is the almost the complete sessions of the songs he did after everybody went out.
Yes.
That's the sound quality of that has been improved an awful lot.
Yes, very much so. And there's a lot of the chat in between the takes.
Right.
Is there as well, which is great. Overall, as I said, it's beautifully packaged. The attention to detail in the set is great, with the like tape box inserts, etc., reprinted inside.
Oh, right, yes.
A bit like the Nashville set, and the photos in the book are really, really good. And again, more unusual ones are in there, and it's really nice to have a great photo on the box cover for Aloha.
Yeah.
The iconic cover from the original's inside.
Yes.
But I never thought that was the greatest cover.
No,
the photo wasn't the greatest.
No, they could have chosen so many better ones. But we're looking at it now, and you're right. It's got the original cover, and then it's got the actual one. The actual outer cover is on down on one knee, isn't it?
That's right, which is much better. But it means you're keeping the historical link by having the original cover on the inside.
You're right.
But it's good, yeah. But the remix, obviously it's Matt Ross Spang again, who is amazing.
Man. He's a brilliant man.
And the 14th of January concert's the one that's been remixed in there, and it sounds there's such a greater presence with it.
Yeah.
Increased vibrancy from the original. Elvis's vocals seem further forward in the mix, and they seem to be. It's so much clearer and tighter.
Every job that Matt Ross Sprang has done has been brilliant, and I'm hopefully trying to get him on to the show. He's a very, very busy young man, but I'd love to be able to speak to him about this and about the Nashville and all the sets that he's done. You know, he's very, very talented, very, very talented engineer.
It sounds like it could have been recorded nowadays. It sounds that it doesn't sound. I mean, the original sounded good. Don't get me wrong, but it just sounds clearer, cleaner. And there's things I'm hearing things. American Trilogy, for example, there's nuances in Elvis's vocal that I think I'm hearing in that version. Even the instruments, you can hear more of the brush on the drum in the places where it's quieter than you do on the original mix.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh, it does.
And Burning Love really truly comes alive in this mix. Cleaner vocal, and it's much more subdued on the original, and it's more like you being there, if that makes sense, I think. So I'll Remember You as well.
It's definitely worth buying then, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And I'd heard a lot of people saying online before it came out, oh, I've got umpteen versions, there's no point in having this version. I've read that in a few places. And I thought, no, with who's remixed it, you've got to take that into account.
Yes.
And it seems the remix seems to capture a bigger sound. There's basically a big sound that being there must have felt like, in a way that the 73 album didn't really capture to the same extent.
Great. So there you go. Duncan says you should definitely invest in this and go ahead and buy it.
I loved it. It's great. And thank you again, Steve.
No. Well, you're very, very welcome. What about Easy Come, Easy Go? Do you want to tell me anything about that?
Yeah. It's not my favourite of his movies.
Okay.
It's good for the type of movie it is. Again, Elvis lifts it beyond what it would otherwise be. I quite like the songs on there. I'm not a great fan of Yoga Is, but most of the rest of them are pretty decent sort of 60s songs.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. You could sing along to them.
I probably prefer Double Trouble to that one, actually.
Right. Yeah.
I quite like the sort of the comedy. I like the almost farcical comedy that's in Double Trouble.
Yeah, but I think we know that, if Paradise Hawaiian Style wasn't the beginning of the end, then Easy Come, Easy Go definitely was. I think so. Because the Colonel would have looked at 30,000 units and thought, we're going to have to do something here, lads.
I think it's saying, you're right. I think it's saying a message.
Yeah.
to Colonel Parker that this sort of cash cow of churning them out was not going to last forever.
Yeah, it was on the wane. It was on the way out.
Indeed.
I think really from sort of this time on, they were just finishing up the contract that they'd signed.
Yeah.
That's all they were doing. Ginger Alden, would you like to comment on Ginger?
Yeah. Do we know if there was if Priscilla or EPE reached out to her or made things easier for her in coming or connected with her at all, or does that not happen?
I don't know.
Nice if it did.
I don't know much yet. I have actually messaged Ginger, and if she sort of answers me back, I might just fire a few questions at her. I don't want to sort of give her an avalanche of questions, but I will ask her a few questions if and then sort of report back to us. But I think she just probably thought it was time to go back, and
it must have been difficult for her.
Oh yes,
to be fair,
I agree.
To go back after all these years, and she's unfair. I feel she's unfairly treated by certain sections of the Elvis community and of people who write. Because when all said and done, he loved her.
Yes.
And if we love him, then we owe her that respect. I mean, we mustn't forget how young she was at the time.
She was only 19.
To be thrust onto that, to be thrust in the middle of this whole, and it was a storm when he died. It must have been so hard for her to deal with as well.
Yeah, I agree, and I also agree that it would have been very emotional for her going back on Friday. However, as I say, hopefully she'll reply and I can find out a little bit more.
Yes.
Okay, Duncan.
Thanks. Lovely to speak to you.
All the best. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Okay, yes. So we're going to do Elvis history. Don't forget, you can still vote on the live poll. The question is, do you think Elvis knew about the illegal status of Colonel Tom Parker? Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hello, Steve. It's Mark.
Hey, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Yourself?
Yeah, brilliant.
Good.
So,
good.
what do you want to talk about?
Oh, first thing to see Ginger Alden there. That's really nice. Like I say, it must be quite hard for her to go back all these years.
Yeah.
It's quite not nice for her to to be there. I'd like to say she was quite hardly criticised by the fans, over the years, and obviously the Memphis Mafia as well. The stories, but it's nice to see her there.
Yeah, and it must have been very hard for her. I mean, people are saying, why is it taking her so long? But maybe she felt that no matter what she did and what she said, people would criticize her. Maybe so. But maybe she thought, well, it's time. It's time to go back.
Yeah, well, she did that book, wasn't it? Was it a few years ago? That book. That's the first time she did the book, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was quite good as well. That's some real good stories, and she's done a few interviews, and she seemed to be a genuine straight person.
Well, as you probably know, she spoke to me on this channel, and I found her to be an extremely, extremely lovely woman.
Yeah,
I speak as I find, and I found her to be a lovely woman. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Easy come, easy go.
Oh. Where do you start?
Well, I'll tell you. Do you think, like me, that you thought the sound quality on some of the recordings was quite poor?
Yeah, it was a bit tinny on this one. Yeah, I think a lot of the songs were quite similar. I don't know, that kind of similar beat, quite quick, up-tempo songs. Like you say, there wasn't a ballad in the movie.
Yeah, trumpets and drums, wasn't there? Trumpets and drums.
Yeah, I've got all the EPs of Elvis, all the originals, bar this soundtrack album, and I'm trying to get it. I can get it, on eBay, but it's so expensive for this track. It's amazing. But I will get it. I will get it. 67. As I said to you, it's coming to that year where I think, like you said, the film didn't do well. The Colonel must have saw all that, and I think Elvis himself, by then was getting a bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think Elvis was probably just going through the motions by then.
He was.
I mean, he did actually call some of the songs that were given to him to record, sort of an expletive.
Because you look at 67, well, possibly you probably look a little bit in 1966. There was no really singles from these films. There wasn't a top 40 single. There wasn't, they didn't release anything from these films as such in this era. And if it wasn't for the general of the releases he did, like love letters and things like that, he wouldn't have been in the charts until he was back, to 68. And it's a shame, isn't it? Where the early 60s, you had number ones from all the films.
That's right. Yeah,
it was great. And just I would say one more thing on the new biopic. I don't know if you. Elvis Presley at the moment is in Australia. It's essentially promoting that new exhibition.
Yes.
I saw an interview of her last night, and she's been interviewed on Australian TV, and they were just talking about, just a love of Elvis, and the interviewer got onto the biopic tour, and she's hoping to see Out There As She Can. So she said she's been in contact with Baz. If it comes off, it comes off. But the interviewer actually said to her, "What do you think of Austin playing Elvis?" And she was quite blunt in saying, "Well, no one would be Elvis.
Yeah.
But I believe he did a good job."
Yeah. Well, I saw that interview come up in my recommendations, but I haven't had chance to watch it yet. So I must watch that.
Yeah. She wasn't, she just says, like, my love, there'll never be another Elvis. No one will be Elvis. She was just saying that. And which, we all know that, of course.
That's for sure.
But she did say, like, I've heard he's done a good job. So that was, and I'm sure her opinion will be on it when she sees the whole film.
I'm wondering, I'm sure she's only seen as much as we have. I'm pretty sure she's only seen as much as we have. But it bodes well, doesn't it? If she thinks the Austrians done a good job.
Well, that's it. It's exciting times. The viewing of the trailers tremendous, isn't it?
Yeah, over 30 million. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, and I think it's only going to get more and more before it's released in June. So, and I've seen it myself at the pictures on the big screen as a trailer, and it's amazing. So,
yeah, I remember you saying that. It's got all the signs of an award-winning movie. Now obviously we're only judging it on 3 minutes, but it's got all those signs, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got a sign. Award-winning film. It's got a great thing for a soundtrack album, which I think would do well as well. The soundtrack album has got to get in the top 10 at least.
Yeah,
and that's great, and that's still great, isn't it, for Elvis? You know?
Yeah, and it'll be the domino effect. People then will want to buy other albums as well and watch the films. Yeah, that's it. The
knock-on effects it has, like it did with the 30 greatest hits when that came out.
Yeah, Is it me, or is the time going slow between now and June?
Yeah, it's going really slow.
All right, Mark. Good to speak to you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Good work.
All right.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Bye. Yeah, the time seems to be going very, very slow, doesn't it, till June? Will we do, as I say, don't forget you can still vote on the poll, the live interactive poll. Do you think Elvis knew about Tom Parker's illegal alien status? Yes or no? It's as simple as that. Nothing else, just yes or no. And I'm looking forward to seeing what people think. And I'll also tell you what I would have voted, yes or no as well. Let's do Elvis history and photographs to go with them. March the 20th, 1955, Elvis did 2 shows in the afternoon at Houston, Texas Magnolia Gardens, and in the evening at Houston, Texas Cook's Hoedown Club. I've got a photograph of him at Magnolia Gardens. 1956, Elvis performed at the Bell Municipal Auditorium, Augusta, Georgia. Meanwhile, Elvis's parents moved into the new house on Audubon Drive. Yes, things were really starting to take off, weren't they, in March 1956. 1960, Elvis and his entourage, Scotty and DJ, left for Nashville for recording sessions at good old Studio B. We've got a photograph of him here getting ready to get on the Greyhound bus, as you see behind him, to go to Studio B. They were joined by all the musicians from the June 1958 session. They worked from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. Elvis completed 6 sides for an urgently needed new single, which was pressed and shipped within 2 days. if I remember rightly, a lot of the studio musicians were told they were doing a Jim Reeves session, so it wouldn't leak out that it was actually Elvis. So Studio B would be inundated with fans. 1961, Elvis arrived at the Paramount studio to begin his work on Blue Hawaii. After pre-production meetings, Elvis went to radio recorders to rehearse with the band and begin recording sessions. 1962, Elvis left for Los Angeles in his new Dodge motorhome. 1964, we have work on Roustabout. Principal photography for Roustabout started on March the 20th, 1964. On this day, an article appeared in the Las Vegas newspaper that would hurt and haunt Elvis for the rest of his life. Would you believe that Richard Burton and Peter O'Toole owe part of their current success to Elvis Presley, it said. That was the title, and it said, these two brilliant Shakespearean-trained actors, winning worldwide acclaim for their performance in Beckett, might have had the opportunity to star in the picture were it not for Sir Swivel Hips. Yeah, okay. Basically what they're saying is the money that Elvis Presley pictures made was put into Beckett. Quoting producer Hal Wallace, the article indicated that it was the profits from the commercially successful, light-hearted Elvis movies that made it possible for Wallace to fund the production of more artistic pictures. The article was picked up by the news services and printed throughout the country. For Elvis, it confirmed his fears that he was never going to be taken seriously as an actor. When Elvis Presley, who rides a motorcycle in the current film Roustabout, learned that co-star Barbara Stanwyck could ride a motorcycle, Elvis promptly hoisted the 4-time Academy Award nominee aboard a motorcycle built for two, and they were off in a cloud of dust to the amazement of everybody in Thousand Oaks, California. Elvis and Miss Stanwyck are shown in a cow pasture where the film company was on location. And it looked like they were having a great time. 1965, Elvis Presley's single Do the Clam hit number 19 in the UK. 1967, Elvis went, after 11 days off, Elvis finally returned to the studio to begin rehearsals for Clam Bake. And also he recorded Suppose. He did the overdub for Suppose. 1969, are you ready, girls? 1969, we've got 1174 Hillcrest Road, Beverly Hills, California, and there he is pictured outside on Thursday, March the 20th, 1969. But I also have, oh yes, look at this. If you were sick, would you attend this doctor? Or how often would you be sick if he was your doctor? That's what I want to know. 1974. Big time for Elvis. 1974, Elvis performed at the Mid-South Coliseum, Memphis, Tennessee, his hometown. Without pre-preparations, RCA had its mobile recording track on hand to record his final show of the tour. And it's a great album. It really is a great album. Great atmosphere, high energy, and just electricity coming. You can feel the electricity in the air when he comes on and from the audience for the whole performance. It's great. It really is. Also, on this day, RCA released Elvis Good Times. The album released 2 singles, both hits. I've Got a Thing About You Baby rose to number 4 on the country charts and number 39 on the pop charts. My Boy hit number 1 on the adult complimentary charts, as well as number 14 country and number 20 on the pop. So, successful. 1975, Elvis did dinner and midnight Vegas shows. 1976, Elvis performed at the Coliseum, Charlotte, North Carolina at 2:30 and 8:30 p.m. Don't forget, you can still vote on the poll. The question is, do you think Elvis knew about Tom Parker's illegal immigrant status? Yes or no? Pick of the week was sent in by Elaine, I believe. I asked you to send in if you had a favorite picture from Easy Come Easy Go. Send them in and I would pick them. And this one, absolutely fabulous. Great smile. Look at those. Just look at it. I was going to say look at those eyes and look at those cheekbones, but I mean just look at that for pick of the week. Easy come, easy go. I actually think he was with Linda Thompson for 7 years, if I'm not mistaken, 1972 to 1976. I would tell Elvis you can eat crackers in my bed anytime. Yeah, Lou Dane says July 1972 to November 1976. Correct. Okay. Helen Murray is just sort of giving us hearts and blowing kisses at the picture. Soldier Boy says no set. Yes. Little sister says, if he did, why didn't he call him out on it? I think she's referring to the illegal immigrant status. We'll never know. Elvis Forever says, very decent picture. Chris says, God, he is gorgeous. Yes, he is. Okay, so that's my pick of the week. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the poll. Do you think Elvis knew about Tom Parker's illegal immigrant status? And wow, it's close. It really is close. I'm going to end the poll and you'll see it come up. 49 said yes and 51 said no. How close is that? 50% said no and 49 said yes. So you may as well nearly say 50-50. And if I had to vote, I would say yes, he knew about it. How couldn't he know about it? Because even Tom Parker's brother visited Tom Parker, and also he was introduced to Elvis by Tom Parker in the early 1960s when Elvis was in Hollywood making movies. So I really do think that it's a yes, he did. But it was probably a case of he didn't want to rock the boat. He didn't want to sort of cause waves. Things were going well. They were making money. He was successful. Why not just leave things alone? That's what I think anyway. Also, I want to remind you of another opportunity for you to win an Elvis prize. All you have to do is you have to follow Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel on Instagram. Send me a private message saying Elvis prize and I will pick a winner at the end of March. Now, there was a little bit of confusion. Some people were sending me messages on Facebook, or they were doing it on Twitter or whatever, and things like that. You actually have to follow me on, or you have to follow the channel on Instagram, and then you have to send me a message, Elvis prize. And you also have to be following the channel at the end of March so that I can pick your name out. So there's another way for you to, for me to give a little bit back to somebody, and you can win an Elvis prize. My song of the week from Easy Come, Easy Go was written by Fred Birch and Gerald Nelson. It was recorded on September the 28th, 1966, of course, on the Paramount Studio recording stage. Elvis did 22 takes of this song, the highest number of any of the songs recorded at the Easy Come, Easy Go sessions. So he must have enjoyed singing the song. If he put that much effort and, he wanted to get it right, he must have enjoyed singing it. Has anybody got any ideas yet what it might be? Well, it's Sing You Children. It's a lovely upbeat song, and whenever I hear it, I end up going round singing it afterwards for a while. Kind of gets stuck in your head. It's got that little hook on it. I will include the link below to the very first take they did, which is a more of a tryout than the actual sort of let's go for a take. So it's more of a tryout than an attempted master. And if you listen carefully, you will hear Elvis kind of gets a little lost near the ending of the song. Check out the the links as well for Elvis Radio 24 Hour. Check out the links as well. If you do feel like you appreciate this channel and appreciate everything that's done for Elvis by running this channel, you can always donate by buying me a coffee or two. I've had a great time again tonight. Thanks very much. The next in line is Clam Bake. And of course, we'll have more Elvis fun next week. And it'll be back to the normal time as well next week, because we put our clocks on next Sunday. But until next Sunday, look after yourselves.